danger is that when you put something in your stomach, there is a valve that connects a little door gate that connects the pillars. It's called the pyloric gate or some valve or something. Connects your stomach to your small intestine. That thing opens when it feels that something has to go through, but then if it closes, it doesn't open again.
It's like an Indiana Jones movie.
So if it gets stuck, the only way you're going to release that is by somebody cutting you open, just opening your stomach and moving your valve. So you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
So let's go back to Jala. So Jalaneti, you fill up this thing with water. Now if you buy it in CVS, it comes with a small packet of salting solution because they have to, they charge you, I don't know, $12 for this thing. So you need to put something else there so it justifies the price. And then if you put the whole solution in the jar, as they say, and your pita, you're probably burn your brain because for pitas you have to use very little salt. Then for vatas a little bit more, for kaphas much more. You don't use.
No wonder, yeah. It's like it irritates. It's kind of hot. I don't know. I actually had somebody set up a little bit of cold water because it does sting.
It stings. You don't use sea salt. You don't use sea salt. You use mineral salt. Okay, for this. Never use sea salt. And you just put a pinch of it normally if you're a pita. They used to do it to open the third eye too. That was another idea about Jala. So with that said, you take, and the water, don't use just water from the tap, okay? Use good water. So you're over the sink, you close one nostril, you put this stuff on the other nostril, and then you just tilt your head, and it will start coming through this one, okay? And you stay there, breathing through your mouth, calm.
Yes.
Okay, you start getting palpitations and everything. Nothing's gonna happen to you. You're fine. So you continue until eternally. It feels like forever, and then at one point there is no more, and you're like, oh God. At the same time, this is burning all this area, your third eye area is burning. Okay, and then you just put more water, put more salt, come here,
Other side.
and do the other side. Okay, this is extremely good for conditions like yours, when people are suffering from a stuffed nose, from problems. Jalaneti will help you with anything that has to go from the neck up. You remember that in Ayurveda there was a science that was the modality was just from the neck up, okay?
When I moved here, because I wasn't used with the AC, because in Romania there is no AC, so it was very hard for me. I was getting all congested, and I couldn't get used to the cold, everything, but it was just too much for me. So that's when I started using this. I had no choice, because everywhere I went, like stores, and it took me a couple of years to get used to, to the AC.
This is a practice mostly for kapha types. People, because kapha is, mucus, congestion, and this is very helpful for sinusitis. It's a condition that's very relieved by this. Allergies. Allergies, extremely good. And Jalaneti, I recommend this. This can be used on a daily basis. Kapha type, somebody who is suffering from allergies, everything. If you're not that type, if you don't have respiratory problems, to me, Jalaneti is a once a week kind of thing. Or twice a week if you want. See how often you would need it, okay? Other practitioners will tell you to just do it every day, whatever. I think Ayurveda is a very personal thing. Okay? We have to adapt it to what our needs. If it's very cold, then Jalaneti is not advised to be done every day. When it's more warm and dry, then we use it more. Depends on the climate too. Depends on the climate, okay? Now, I'm going to come to a very, very important fact. Yoga teachers, nothing against, but yoga teachers have learned some of these techniques and are recommending them to a lot of their students. But if you don't know exactly what you're doing, it can be very detrimental. You are not supposed to leave any water inside your membranes. So we have to dry out our nostrils very thoroughly after we do Jalaneti. You know that?
I just try and take everything out until it dries.
So this is, when you do Jalaneti, you have to do this. You have to do this. So, what do we use? Blow dryer. What we use is Kapalabhati. So, by the way, Kapalabhati is not a pranayama technique for the yogis, it's a satkirya. It's a cleansing technique. It's not something, it's not part of pranayama. In pranayama there is no Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati is a cleansing technique. It cleanses the mind. It cleanses the mind basically. But it cleanses the respiratory system. So it can be done before you do pranayama, just to cleanse you can do a couple of rounds and then you can do pranayama. Okay? So, and the way was Hatha Yoga Pradipika teaches us to do Kapalabhati is standing up. And then, like Nauli, it's the same position. You stand up, you bend your knees a little bit, you put your hands on the knees, you go on top of the basin, and then you start doing it. Right? And by doing that, you will see you are bringing up a mixture of mucus with water and all that, and eventually it will just heat up the nostrils enough that they will dry out. Okay? And we're talking about 100 or 200 Kapalabhatis. 2 sets of 50 might do it. Okay? But we have to do this.
Are we holding the breath in between the sets? Do you hold the breath in between the sets?
No. You do one set, you breathe normally, and then you do a second set. Okay? So that's paramount. If you recommend Jalaneti to students who have problems with asthma, with all these things, allergies, Kapalabhati is paramount. You have to teach them Kapalabhati and be sure that they can do Kapalabhati. At this rate, no. Because this is not going to dry out anything, okay? And this is the beginning. I mean, the beginner cannot go at the pace we do it. In the beginning, you do this. Because people, the stomach is going everywhere, you know, and then people are not used to having so much prana. So they do a run of 20 and they just pass out, okay? That's what happens with pranayama too, okay? So, very important, how to use Jalaneti. You don't use it in acute conditions. Basically, you don't use anything that's solid in acute conditions, okay? We're just seeing things like this. But if you have a condition of sinusitis, like you have it, chronic, then this is marvelous. Okay?
I haven't had it in a while. I was using it like maybe 5 months straight, once or twice a week. And then after that, it's been okay. I mean, I still, sometimes I use like the Breathe Right strip or like the little nasal dilators, which the other day I put one in and I was like, whoa, this is what it feels like to breathe, because I've never been able to breathe normally. And, but I haven't, my brother uses it like all the time because he has really bad sinuses, and we used to make fun of him. Oh, look at the old man, you gotta wash your nose. And now I'm doing, he's like, he caught up to me. But it has helped a lot.
Next, with oral, with nasal, is nasya. Nasya is part of panchakarma. Nasya is part of panchakarma. Okay, it's how we take out all the impurities from the neck up. That's what we use in panchakarma for that. So nasya is a shodhana practice technique. So whatever you read about nasya is going to be related mostly to panchakarma, not to dinacharya. So the rules for nasya are those. And when we do nasya in panchakarma, and you learn this, there is massage, there is fomentation, again, always, to open up the sinus, and then we instill 5 drops of this stuff in each nostril. Okay? So that's one way of doing it. In dinacharya, what I see is what is being shamana. We do it in a little different way. So we minimize the practice. So we do what is called pratimarsha nasya. And pratimarsha is the use of is the daily use of nasya. And this actually can be done even twice. Some people say 3 times a day, and I've never done it 3 times a day. But no, yes, I've done it 3 times a day when I was in New Mexico, because it's so dry and so cold that you're breathing through your nose all day long. So that's what we use to prevent that. So in pratimarsha, what we do is we just use, this is a regular nasya for all types. It's a tridoshic. Okay? So we don't use the whole thing. We just use a drop of it. That's it. That's pratimarsha. I have to.
Paula, you go
I have to. I have, this is a combination of different oils. It's tridoshic, it's for everybody. Okay, it's called what is it called? Nasi oil. It's from Benin Botanicals. And this is Brahmi ghee. So Brahmi ghee is for pitta. That's for the pitta, the mind and all that. That cools the mind. Okay, so you can use this ghee or you can use this. However, I forgot to do this. I'm going to do it right now. Do I have hot water here? Because it ghee, you have to, or it's good to liquefy it first, okay? Otherwise it becomes a little gross. Gross in Guna, okay? Nothing. So we're gonna warm this up. Have you made your choice what you're gonna use? Let the ghee. I want you to at least smell both of them, okay? So we use just the pinky. We put dip the pinky a little bit on the nose. Put it there. Maybe the other one.
Pinky because it's this one.
No, I use the pinky because it's smaller. Fits better on my nose.
We have a bunch of rules in nasya that you're gonna learn. You don't do nasya immediately after bathing or before before. You don't do nausea immediately after food or before. You don't do nausea on a rainy day or a stormy day because it can cause depression. You can, I mean, there are all these rules for nausea, but this is mostly what you will learn during Panchakarma, okay? And that's more because we're using a much more powerful effect at that time. We're doing the fomentation, we're doing massage, oil massage, we're opening everything here, and then we're taking these 5 drops on both sides, just penetrating so deep that it has a very strong effect. This thing is just to keep us, to lubrication. The Brahmi ghee will work on your mind, and you can, of course, you can do this thing a couple of times a day with no problem. Okay.
What is the name of that?
This is Brahmi ghee.
Brahmi?
Brahmi ghee. Brahmi ghee. Normally, nausea is done with Anutaila. Taila means oil, and Anutaila is a decoction. I cannot remember if it's 12 or 39 herbs. It's in Charaka Samhita. It tells you how to do it. Okay? The first herb I remember is sandalwood. I've never done Anutaila, so I always buy it. Anutaila is traditionally Brahmi ghee. It's good for pitas. And since we're at it, Vajataila would be good for pitas. Vata is an herb. Now, did you remember to do Nauli this morning? You didn't.
No, I tried.
You
But
tried?
yeah, but it was like you say, it was frustrating. I was looking at the bird and saying, nothing moved.
What about Agnisara? Was Agnisara moving?
Yeah, well, the first one that we tried, I did it, that was good. But the next one that you move like...
Did you move it?
It doesn't move.
No, it doesn't move. I have the
Yeah.
that one down.
Okay, I need to break a deal with you guys. In 2 weeks I'm coming back, so I need to see one Nauli. Okay, at least half an Nauli. At least to see half an Nauli. If there is not the churning, I need to see like the trying, you know, like the intention, like I got half of it moving. Okay, come on, this is really good. This is really good because not just because it can be very good for you and your digestion, but because you can teach it in the future, and people can be doing this and getting great benefit. And if you don't know how to do it, how are you going to teach?
Yeah.
I mean, you can use YouTube, okay, whatever. But you're never going to know. If you come to me and you say, oh, but when I do it, I have pain down here, what does it mean? I can tell you what it means because I went through that pain. But if I never went through that pain, I have no idea what to tell. I mean, one teaches out of two, there's 2 ways of teaching. 2 sources of teaching. One is experience, and the other one is connection. And the rest you read in the book and you pass it along. I mean, that's not like the real thing, right? Anybody can do that. That's when you meditate. So the information comes through you or whatever. Wow, this is so thick. Okay. Smell it, and if you want to put in, if you're going to do the other one.
Is that the way that it's supposed to look? Like that?
You can liquefy it completely
You have to do it
to oil,
congeal.
but it has been congealed for a while, so because I don't mind. Actually, I use this one, even though I like this one much better. But I mean, this is better for me. But I don't mind that it's congealed, so I just use it that way. Or in that way. Got a drum here.
That's the end.
How does it feel?
Feels good.
You're gonna smell of ghee the whole day.
Yeah, I'm smelling the
That
ghee.
didn't smell.
No, I didn't.
That was
It is ghee.
yeah,
It is ghee?
You're using
yes, I
ghee.
don't like it.
I like ghee.
So you used to like to use it every day for Oma, so.
I use it.
Let's do it.
I have been
If
growing
it's good,
different.
it's good. Yes, I put it. It smells like and it's like
So let's go to the ears. This was the nose. So for the nose, we can recommend our clients Gelanetti for those who need it. Once a week would be okay for everybody. And then using any of these oils. Few people would like this. Most people won't even touch this. Thank you so much. These are the one, as you see, is more refreshing. It has a good smell to it, so we're more attracted to it. So we can use this one. Much, play with it. Anutaila, the traditional one, is kind of similar to this one. It has a more like a sesame oil kind of thing to it, okay? Because it's a base of sesame oil, and this one has more than sesame oil. It has two other oils in it, so that's why it's more refreshing. So we're in the ears. The ears are easy. You just wash them externally, as we saw, right? So Ayurveda says that you can apply 1 or 2 drops of sesame oil to the ears to keep them lubricated. Okay. If you don't like putting oil in your ears, or you have no problems with them or whatever, another way of doing it is just applying sesame oil to your mastoid bone. Do we know the mastoid bone? Little bone right here. It's like an arrow. Be careful with it because it breaks
Very delicate.
easily, very delicate. But you can put the sesame oil right there, and it will penetrate and will go straight into your ear canal and will lubricate it. So that's a way of doing it.
I love using the oil in my ears,
Putting
especially
it-
before I go to bed.
Very calming to Vata. Very calming to Vata. Bear in mind that the ears are Vata. So
Nowadays, it's very popular for the ear candling.
yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
I did it. I learned that. You learned that in massage school?
No, at the spa that I worked at, we used to
Oh,
do it all
you
the
used to
time.
do it with
And
your
on my
family.
children too, and I've seen it really has worked. Ear candling. My youngest child, my oldest child, she had a lot of suffered from bronchiolitis, and she would always be stuffed up. So she tended to have like the earwax come out, but like a lot. And it got to the point where I was doing that, but then it just got to the point where I had to put the tubes in her ear.
So what's too much earwax? What condition is that? Let's go to the doctors.
Like a secretion, like maybe like this big coming out.
Right, but let's go to Ayurveda. Let's try to explain this. What is, let's go to the datus. What mala? What? Mala is the earwax is the mala of what?
Oh my god, the nasal crust, ear crust, and thigh crust is. No. Was it months? Months? No. It was months.
Earwax is the mala, one of the malas of mansa. So when you have too much earwax, what it means is that there is poor metabolism in mansa dhatu. So it's not, the fire is not cooking well enough that it's producing a lot of residue, so to speak. And that's what it's getting. So you need to start igniting, working on the fire of mansa dhatu. Mansa.
No, this was when she was very young. I think Gianna is pop up
And what
because
did
she
you
would
do
fall
for
asleep
that?
at 6 o'clock at night and wouldn't
No,
wake up
no,
until
herbs.
6 o'clock in the morning.
What is it?
Herbs
Herbs?
and exercise.
And
Herbs and exercise. Ashwagandha being good.
yeah, this was when she was young. She's
You have to look at the condition. What's going on? What is in there?
Because I know my mom has a lot of
Is
that.
it vata?
That she cannot even hear sometimes.
Is it vata? Is it pitta? Is it kapha? What's happening in the dhatu that's not allowing the agni to work properly?
Yeah, I would have to.
Okay, so we need to look into that, and then it will be corrected. Sometimes this is one thing that's genetic too. This is genetic too. Sometimes, okay. But we need to look at the cause first, and then we do the other stuff. Ear candling works. It does work. You have to be careful doing it, okay? But it does work. But even putting sesame oil drops will just lubricate the ear canal properly, and then all this wax will be coming out. And the only thing you have to do is just remove it every day. You cannot put anything inside, okay? You cannot put anything inside, but that will allow it to start coming out. Now, once a week, and I'm getting to the next thing that we can do for the ears, we have another Sarkariya, okay? And this is called Karna Dauti. Karna means ear, right? So ear oil is called Karna Purana. Ear oil, applying ear oil, or applying oil to the ears, better, is called Karna Purana. For infections, for example, we use garlic oil.
Yes.
Garlic oil is excellent. But as yesterday I was telling Ashley, when you have a gum infection and the natural stuff doesn't work in 2-3 days, you need to go and take antibiotics. Same for the ears. These are very delicate areas, okay? Don't shun out antibiotics. They have their place. They have their place. We're fortunate having them, okay? What is happening is that they're being recommended for everything now. And that's not their place. Their place is once in a blue moon when we really, really need them. Okay? But don't just say, I'm going the natural way. No. We take antibiotics, and then we take probiotics, and then we're fine. Okay? That's it. And you know what the best probiotic is?
Here.
Close.
Over.
Close. Close in the sense that we are talking about fermented foods. But the moment we ferment a food, evidently
What about
bacteria
cultured buttermilk?
proliferate. Huh?
Tofu? Soy?
That's fermented too.
Fermented vegetables?
Sour, yes.
Sour kimchi, sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut, kimchi. Oh, you have a tradition of that in Romania, right? Sauerkraut, kimchi. They say
Fermented vegetables.
that sauerkraut may even have trillions of those bacteria, whereas whatever we take in pills has billions.
I perfected a really good recipe.
Yeah?
Oh, you have to share it with us.
Yeah.
So sauerkraut is something, I mean, it's a fermented food. Some pitas, it may be too much for them. But you can take small amounts it's recommended to have sauerkraut whenever you have protein, animal protein,
To break it down.
because it will allow to break down the animal protein. Even if it's this, we don't need much, but and it has to be a very good
That's why they put
sauerkraut.
it on a hot dog.
There you go. Yes, yes, very good. You see, there is popular wisdom, you know. But be sure that the sauerkraut is not made using vinegar. Sauerkraut, you don't need anything, just the sauerkraut and bacteria. You need to share your recipe.
Because my mom gave me the recipe.
Oh,
Because
man.
I love it, and then my mom gave me this recipe. The more I make it, oh my god, I'm like, now I'm really good at it. I was at one point thinking I should sell this because they're so amazing. And then I can have a whole jar when I open it. I know a bit of it.
Francis, can we sell that here? Look like a small shop.
I'm gonna bring my
Romanian sauerkraut. Sounds
Yeah.
So, Karnatauti. Karnatauti is very easy. It's very easy. You take your pinky, you put it at the entrance of your ear canal. I mean, you push a little bit, but not much. Okay, and then you start shaking it.
That's how you're scratching. That feels good.
You can do circular. You can also do this. Okay,
Will that help with tinnitus? I get tinnitus sometimes.
not so much.
Huh?
Tinnitus is high vata. This is mostly for cleansing the ear canal. And then you take your index and you do the same thing. A little bit of, I mean, if you do it, this is something you do once a week, and you'll see I mean, you just can do a little bit like this. Wax will come out. This is to dislodge the wax, basically. That's what it's doing, and create bounce in the ear canal. So it dislodges all the wax, and then if you use on a regular basis the sesame oil, it will start coming out. It will be lubricated, and you will have good hearing, and then you'll be protecting your ears.
So we should obviously tell them not to use the Q-tips, right?
Oh. You can use the tips outside.
Yeah.
Outside.
I don't know, I never used them, but I know
Yeah,
people.
but yes, I mean, it was very popular when I was a teenager. It was all the time people just digging in, you know. Oh, look at all the ear, the wax coming out. Yeah, the one you're pushing and back in, you know. So it's not good. But normally, just by we're washing our ears when we wash our face, we do all this, the outside, you know. So that's enough. Tinnitus is a very interesting thing. It's very hard to stop. Very hard to stop.
I get it occasionally. Not all the time, but the thing is that my mom has hearing loss. Her side of the family has a history of hearing loss. My brother, who's 11 years younger than me,
So utilitaria for the ears is important, very important. One compound that works on tinnitus, and not always, is Yogaraj Guru.
okay,
If you can take it, because Yogaraj Guru, some pittas really don't react too well to Yogaraj Guru.
I'm not fit, that's so I can take it.
Where are you?
More about that.
Vata?
Yes. Oh, yes.
I think it would be good for everybody to practice pulse with you. To see what's the...
My Prakruti is Vata.
Your Prakriti is Vata? Pure Vata?
Well, I have some Pitta, but mostly, predominantly Vata.
Okay.
Kind of like a balanced Vata, maybe?
Who told you that?
Huh?
Who told you?
I've gone through the questionnaire and all the testing.
No way.
No?
No way. Honestly, no way. There is no way. There is no way. We'll find out, but there is no way. No. There's no way. The questionnaires show Vikruti. So it can give you the right Prakruti as long as your Vikruti is just, your nothing is altered to that extent. But normally most people show much more Vata than they are because we are all our Vatas is crazy.
And I'm at Vata stage too.
That's true, but I see a Pitta in you. I see a Pitta in you. Strong Pitta. Strong Pitta. You may have a Vata imbalance. That's so normal. But here, what I see is just Pittas everywhere, except for my right side. My deep right side that I'm not sure.
It's a kapha.
Kapha?
I'm going through some vata imbalances right now.
They have to be huge. Roll up your. Where's your kapha?
Yeah, no, I have kapha.
I mean, where's your kapha? Tell me where your kapha is.
I have a hard time waking up in the morning. I can be lazy and
Your adrenals must be exhausted, or could be exhausted. That's why. Be careful. Be careful with this. It's not the symptoms. These are imbalances. We're looking at Prakruti. Prakruti may be just so deep sometimes because of the imbalance that even in the pole sometimes it takes us for a ride. Maybe sometimes we cannot even detect that because the imbalance has been ingrained and how Vikruti has taken over Prakruti. That's how they call it in Poles. Okay? So, no, there is, I don't know if you're Vata or Pitta or to what extent those two are. You look Vata, but could be a Pitta with a Vata imbalance.
yeah, more pitta. I've lost a lot of weight since I've been coming to Anai. Yeah, I lost about 35 pounds in the past 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So not so much for a Vata. Evidently you are not a Vata. Vata doesn't gain so much weight and then loses it so fast. More for a Pitta. The Kapha type doesn't get as thin as you are. That's Kapha type is a struggle. Where are you? Good. That's more of a Pitta Kapha type. Can be leaner, can be bigger, depending on how much Kapha. But yeah, where are you?
Pitta with Vata and Kapha. And I was saying that she thinks I'm more Vata, but I don't know. I don't see Vata.
I see Vata in you.
Yeah, but
I see Pitta.
It's Pitta.
Where are you?
Pitta vata.
Yeah. More of a Pitta.
Yeah.
What is Francis?
But my Vikruti is for sure.
No, don't tell us. Your Vikruti shows.
Vata.
I'm working night shifts for sure. What is Francis? Come on.
Pitta.
Kapha.
Pitta.
Where are you?
Pitta kapha.
More of a Pitta.
Yeah.
Tendency towards Kapha than Vata, but more of a Pitta. Yeah, it's a Pitta. I mean, see what this woman does. I mean, there is no other dosa can do what she does. That Sadaka Pitta is, something to envy. So.
What are you, Pitta Vata?
They had a very strong Vata imbalance when I started doing my Ayurveda. Pretty much 20 years. Even my pulse, they couldn't
Like
say.
it's the same, like with my pulse, like
They were seeing Vata, people were debating. It was not even people that were very good in the pulse wouldn't get it in the beginning. Then I started doing Ayurveda, and then the Pitta started emerging. It was interesting to watch. You know. Okay, where are we? So we're gonna break for lunch.
Oh, we were talking about the tinnitus.
Oh yeah. That's me finished with tonight. Abhyanga helps a lot. Abhyanga and control of Vata, of course. But it's something that do you have vertigo? Do you suffer from vertigo?
No, my mother does. My mom.
Because tinnitus comes from vertigo. That's pretty common in vertigo. And also in high Vata conditions. Sometimes when we just lower Vata, tinnitus just goes away. I had this client, she had tinnitus for 20 years. She was going crazy with it.
All the time, but some people have it non-stop.
Non-stop. So do you know what I told her? I told her to meditate on the sound of tinnitus. And then she became friends with it.
Right.
She could use that as the focus point of her meditation. What else? In yoga they say that the highest points for meditation are the third eye and the inner sounds. So that would become an inner sound for her. She started doing that. It didn't go away, but it didn't bother her anymore. And she was a meditator, so she used that. So it was beautiful. Dr. Ladd, do you know who Dr. Ladd is?
Of course.
Okay. Dr. Ladd, we got a few clients coming in to the clinic with tinnitus. And he would say, go for Yogaraj, Google, and Abhyanga. But it was, what do you do? And I remember one day he told this guy to use rocks. And he said, take 2 rocks. Dr. La would come out with these things that were amazing. Sometimes were like, said, take 2 rocks and start just playing the 2 rocks next to your ear. Because this is high Vata, and by doing that, you will be bringing Kapha into that and somehow compensating. I don't know if he did it, if it worked. I don't know what happened with that thing. It was, a little outlandish, but sometimes his outlandish tips worked. So I have all respect for the man. But that was one thing that he said, and I said, wow, maybe that works. But what I know about the people I have treated with tinnitus, and not very successfully, I have to admit, is that it's a high Vata, and it has to do a lot with the Vata condition. The moment the Vata Vikruti goes down, tinnitus just diminishes with it. And Yogaraj Google, I like Google's. Yogaraj I have taken for other conditions. It's never worked for me, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't work for other people. It's too healing for me. It's just I cannot take it. My Pitta doesn't take it away. But you may try that. And then the drops will help a lot.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, using the drops. I would hate to think that I'm going to have a hearing problem in the future. Well, so far I'm okay, but it's genetic.
They always say one thing in any of these conditions. What is it that you don't want to hear? Right? And that's the meditation. What is it that you don't want to hear? Because there is something you don't want to hear. So once you get to the bottom of that, then it might be easier to treat tinnitus. Okay, guys. We break up. We continue in the afternoon. We're going to continue doing Dinacharya, and we'll do the evening routine. And then we have the seasonal and the Vrita for next Saturday, following Saturday.